guys, welcome to my predictions for the 2020 NFL season game by game. Today we're going to be starting with the Green Bay Packers, and we even got the naysayer with me.
What's up, guys?
Alright, so week 1, you got the Vikings on the road. I mean, you beat the Vikings twice last year, but I just see you guys not winning this game, so I'm going to tell you a loss there. So you're 0-1. Then, the Lions are easy, so you're going to win that game, obviously. I don't know why you would lose. So, you got there, you're 1-1. You feel pretty good about yourself, but you got to go to the Superdome to face off against the New Orleans Saints. Loss. You got to go to face the Falcons at home. At home, I'll give you a win there. You got the bye week. You come off the bye week, but you got to go face Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road. I'm going to take a loss there. So, 2-3 in Houston. So I'm going to say you take another loss. So you're 2-4. You have no idea what's going on. Like, what's going on? Is Aaron Rodgers past his prime or something like that? But win at home against the Vikings. But you got to go face the 49ers, who you lost to twice last year in the regular season and the playoffs. So you're going to lose again, 3-5. And you got the Jaguars. You feel pretty good about the Jaguars, so you get a win there. Just make sure you're good. And then you got the Colts. The Colts are a pretty good team this year, so I'm going to say you take a loss to the Colts. You're 4-6. You got the Bears at home. History would tell us what the game they would win. Yes, they were going to win that game at 5-6. You got the Eagles at home. You'll get your revenge from last year, so I'm going to say you get a win there. 6-6. Got the Lions. That's easy. Just gonna be the Lions. Like who loses to the Lions? Like, got them. Win. The Panthers are a pretty good. They're not really a good team. So I'm gonna say you get a win there too. So now you're 8-6. You feel like maybe this is kind of a thing we did from 2016, like run the table. But the run the table team is not the same team from last year. You had Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb, but those guys are gone. So you got to go face the best running back in the league, and you have the worst run defense, like at all times. So you're gonna lose. Like, you lost there at 8-7. Now you got to go Week 17 on the road against Chicago. History might tell us that this is the game the Packers would win, but this time you take a loss there at 8-8. So you finish 8-8. You have things that I think the Packers aren't really like that strong of a team this year. So I'm going to name.
What? Packers going 8-8? Who are you? Out of rank 2.0? I think that they can go 13-3, man.
Bears are next. All right. Now we're doing the Chicago Bears season, which I think they're going to be pretty good this season. So I'm going to give you a win week 1. And then against the Giants, so you're going to win that game too. You got the Falcons. The Falcons are a gritty team, especially when it comes to offense. I feel like you can take a loss there against the Falcons. It's your first loss of the season. You come back against the Colts at home. I believe you will win. Against the Bucs at home, you're going to get a win. So now you're 4-1. You're feeling pretty good. You got the Panthers. Obviously, you win. So now you're 5-1. You feel pretty cringy. Like, you feel like you're really good and you're doing good. But you got the Rams on the road. So I'm gonna give you guys a loss there against the Rams in Los Angeles. You got the Saints. The Saints are a hard team, so loss there. The Titans are a pretty good team, so I'm going to give you another loss. So you're feeling like, wait, why are we on a 3-game losing streak? What's going on? But you get the chemistry back against the Vikings. You get the win there. Come off the bye against the Packers. You never really win in Lambeau Field, so you guys, I believe, will lose that game at 6-5. You got the Lions there. Lions get the win. I mean, the Bears get the win. Then you got the Texans. The Texans are not really good, so I'm going to give you another win there. So you're 8-5. You got the Vikings. Matt Nagy has never lost against the Vikings, but this time I think he'll lose to the Vikings for the first time ever. You lose that game. But you come back, you beat the Jags. Now you're 9-6. You're 9-6. You feel pretty good. Now you get the Packers at home. And like again, history would tell us this is a game that probably the Packers could win because remember the 2013 game, Bears fans. But that's not going to be the same. 7 years later, you get your revenge in the divisional game in the NFC North Championship. You guys get the win, 10-6 for the Bears.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
You guys are NFC North champions.
Man, this is such a bad prediction. Like, holy. I think that the Bears are going to be 6-10 this year. Like, what the heck? 6-10.
All right, Vikings next. Week 1 against the Packers. You get the win over the Packers there. You got the Colts on the road. I feel like the Colts can win that game. So you're 1-1 now. But you got the Titans at home. I feel like it's a winnable game for you guys. 2-1. But you got the Texans. The Texans are a pretty good team. I can see you guys actually losing that game. You're 2-2. You got the Seahawks on the road. That's a tough one. So you're not gonna win that. 2-3, but you come back, you beat the Falcons at home at 3-3. You got the Packers after a bye week on the road, but you just can't win that game at all. So you got the Lions at home. I feel like you get the win there. 4-4. Got the Bears on the road. That's a tough one. 4-5. You got the Cowboys at home. I feel like that's kind of a winnable game there. I can see you guys actually winning that game. You can beat the Panthers, 6-5. You got the Jaguars, that's easy. You gotta go face the Bucks. Though you can't really get a win over the Bucks, so take a loss there. And then against the Bears, you feel you're pretty good. So I can see you guys actually winning that game. You're 8-6, you got some time, but now you gotta go face the Saints on a random Christmas Day game. I don't know why you guys play on Friday, but obviously lost there. 8-7, but you come back. You win the game though against the Lions, but 9-7 is not gonna be enough to get you guys into the playoffs.
What? Actually, I think they are going to go 9-7. Yeah, that's a good prediction this time.
Last team in the North, the Lions. So here's the Detroit Lions schedule. It's pretty hard to say, like, not gonna beat the Bears, not gonna beat the Packers, not gonna beat the Cardinals. You're not gonna beat the Saints. Like, then you gotta go face the Jaguars after a bye. Not gonna beat the Jaguars. Not gonna beat the Falcons. Not gonna beat the Colts. You're not gonna beat the Vikings. But you know what? I can say you get a home win against the Redskins. I think that's pretty reasonable. 1-8. You got the Panthers. The Panthers are more of a mess than you, so I can say you win that game too. 2-8. Now you got. All right, you're not gonna beat the Texans. Not gonna beat the Bears. Not gonna beat the Packers. Not gonna beat the Packers. Not gonna beat the Titans. You're not gonna beat the Bucks. And then congratulations, you lose against the Vikings in the last game of the season, 2-14.
Oh, okay.
2-14 for the Lions. I just don't think it's going to go that well. Like to see this hard schedule. I don't think it's going to be that good. You lose, go 2-14. That's fine.
What? Not 2-14. I think they're going to be trash, but not that trash. I'm going to give them 5-11 for this year. And yeah, they're going to be pretty trash.
All right, time for the NFC East. We got the Washington Redskins, guys. The first game, you guys are going to lose that one. I'm a Redskins fan, by the way, so just to remind you. You lose to the Eagles in week 1. The Eagles are a pretty good team, so I can't have you win that. You lose to the Cardinals. You lose to the Browns. Lose to the Ravens. But, you know what? At home against the crappy Rams, I can see you pulling out a win there against the Rams. And then you got the Giants. That's a loss. You got the Cowboys. There's a loss. But you come off the bye against the Giants at home. I can give you a win there at 2-6. You got the Lions. You lose to the Lions. I can see that happening. All right, week 11, you got the Bengals. I'll say you get the win there against the Bengals. You got the Cowboys, that's a loss. Against the Steelers, there's a loss. You got the Apple Niners, loss. Then against the Seahawks, I can see an upset there. Against the Seahawks at home, I can believe it. Then you go against Carolina, got the win there. Then you finish the season with a loss. 5-11 for the Redskins. I think it's a pretty reasonable expectation. I feel like that's how Ron Rivera's going to do his first season.
I mean, why don't you pick your name? It's going to be your name the rest of your life. What do you want it to be?
This is the definition of a bad prediction, guys. I think that any human that's smart in this world knows that the Redskins are going to go 1-15.
All right. Time for the Dallas Cowboys. So, week 1 against the messy up Rams, so I can see you getting a win there. At 1-0, you got the Falcons. I can see the beating the Falcons. You got the Seahawks. You can't beat them in Seattle. Seahawks are a pretty good team. You got the Browns. I'd say a win there against the Browns. A win over the Giants. A win over the Cardinals. A win over the Redskins. Then you go to Philadelphia. I can see you losing that game. You're 6-2. You come back with a win at home against the Steelers at 7-2. You come off a bye, but you gotta go face the Vikings, who could be good again. I'll say you take a loss there. Got the Redskins, that's easy. You have the Ravens, that is hard, so I'm gonna say you take a loss against the Ravens. Got the Bengals, that's easy. The Niners? What are you doing with the Niners? At home, I can see it happening. The Cowboys kind of own the Niners right now, so I'm going to say you take a win there. You're 10-4. You got the Eagles. You have a chance to eliminate the Eagles from the playoffs and win the division. That is exactly what you are going to do. But then, since you got nothing to play for, so I can see you taking a loss to the Giants since you got nothing to play for, really. 11-5 for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm buying into the hype. I'm not really buying into the hype because I hate the Cowboys, but I gotta be reasonable. 11-5.
This time, I actually kind of agree with them, but I think they're going to go 10-6. I don't think they're going to be that good. And yeah, it's going to be the Cowboys season, 10-6.
Well, what do you think they're gonna do? What do you think is a loss? Another loss.
The loss is they're not going to beat the Browns.
Dude, they're gonna beat the Browns.
They're not
Come
going to
on,
beat the
man.
Browns. Are you serious? They're not going to beat the Browns. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm going down!
Alright, time for the Philadelphia Eagles. Their schedule. You get a win against the Redskins. You got a win over the Rams. A win over the Bengals. But you have to go to San Francisco, so you get a loss over the Niners. Get a loss over the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I can see that happening. At home against the Ravens, I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like you can just go up and win that game. Then you take another home game against the Giants. You're gonna win that game. Like, why would you lose to the Giants? I don't know why Adam Rank thinks that. You got the Cowboys win, obviously. So you're 6-2. You feel pretty good. You have perhaps you regroup and do things. So now you come off the bye. You take a loss in New York against the Giants. I think it's an upset game. I think that can happen. You got the Browns at the loss versus the Seahawks at the win. I can see that happening. You got the Packers. The Packers are a good team, but I don't really think they're going to do that great. But I can still see them taking a loss there. 7-5. You got the Saints at home. I can see that happening with a win. So you're 8-5 right now. You got but this is where 2 tough games against the Cardinals and Cowboys. Of course, you are going to lose. You guys still have division hopes and playoff hopes, but obviously the Cowboys are going to come in against you guys. You guys get eliminated from the playoffs. I'm sorry, guys, but you come back. You get a win over the Redskins. 9-7. I feel like it's a pretty good expectation.
Is this some kind of a joke to you?
Yeah, I also believe that they're gonna go 9-7. Yeah, that's a really good prediction for the Eagles.
All right, time for the New York Giants, my last NFC East team. Start out with the win over the Steelers. I can see that happening at home. It's a reasonable prediction. Then you got to go to Chicago. There's a loss. You got the Niners loss. Then face the Rams. I can see that happening. A loss there. A 3-game losing streak. And then you got the Cowboys. There's a loss. You got the Redskins. I can see it happening. That's a win there. But you got the Eagles. That's a loss. You got gotta go to the Buccaneers. The loss. Against the Redskins. At the Redskins, the loss. But I can see you guys getting an upset victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. So 3-7, there you go. Coming off at the bye. But fortunately, it's not going to work out in Cincinnati. It's not going to work out against the Seahawks. They're 3-9. Yeah, you gotta face the Cardinals. Man, this is a tough schedule. But unfortunately, the Browns might be better this year. But at home, I still feel like you can ruin OBJ's return there. So I'm gonna give you a win, 4-10. But you're gonna get a loss to the Ravens. And since the Cowboys have nothing to play for in the last week, so you can do something like winning. That's exactly what you're gonna do. So 5-11.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
Man, you guys know that the Giants aren't gonna go 5-11. They're gonna lose against the Browns. They're gonna lose against the Steelers. I say they go 3-13.
All right, the Falcons are up next. So, Atlanta Falcons, they've been struggling the last 2 years, but they could do something this year, but just not as good though. So you got the Seahawks in an opening game. I can see you getting a win, but you're getting a loss there against the Cowboys. You get a win over the Bears. I think you can win that. You lose to the Packers. Beat the Panthers at 3-2. Lose to the Vikings at 3-3 now. And then you beat the Lions. So now you're 4-3. Look like probably we can go to the playoffs, but on the road against Carolina. Carolina's not really a good team this year, but I can see you guys losing this game. You're not going to beat the Broncos. That's a tough one. The Broncos are going to be one heck of a team this year. Come off the bye against the Saints. You know what? I'll give you a loss. You got the Raiders. That's a loss. You got the Saints at the loss there. 4-8. At the Chargers. You take a loss there at 4-9. Got the Buccaneers at home. You know what? I'll give you them there. Even though the Buccaneers are really good this year. And you close out with losses against the Chiefs and a loss over the Bucs. 5-11 for the Falcons. You'll get a good draft pick. I think you'll get the number 10 pick in the draft. 5-11 is the best I can do.
5-11, they're gonna be even worse. They're gonna go 13-3 because they are gonna be 3-13 was what I wanted to say. So they're gonna go 3-3.
They're gonna be trash. They're gonna go 13-3.
All right, the Saints are up next. So the Saints schedule, how I see this going, I think they'll have a good season. Like you're gonna beat the Bucs, you're gonna beat the Raiders, you're gonna beat the Packers. Then you're gonna beat the Lions. It's an easy win. So you're 4-0. You go against the Chargers. That's easy. 5-0. You come off the bye strong against the Carolina Panthers. That's easy. The Bears, I think they'll be good this year, but as I think of this, I still think the Saints are too good to beat them. So you got the Buccaneers. You know what? I'll give you a loss there. You got the Bucs on the road. You got the 49ers. I'll give you a win. You're gonna get a win over the Falcons. So 9-1. You feel pretty good, but you go to Denver. The Broncos are pretty good this year, especially when it comes to offense. But you got the Falcons. You're gonna get a win there. The Eagles, You know what? I'll give you a mid-season loss there, a late season loss. But then you close out at home against the Saints. I think you can win that. You got the Vikings. You're gonna win that. And then a game to clinch the #1 seed on the road against the Panthers. That is exactly what you are gonna do. You're 13-3, get the #1 seed. I think the Saints will have another 13-3 season. I think they might get to the Super Bowl, but lose to the Ravens. So 13-3.
This prediction is actually pretty good. 13-3 for the Saints. They've been good probably like every year for the past 3 years or something. And 13-3, they're gonna be good again. They're gonna make it to the playoffs, and this time they're not gonna lose. They're gonna go all the way. The NFC Championship, they might lose, they might not. I don't know. 13-3 is a good prediction. I see that too.
All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are next. So you start with the hard schedule. You got the Saints. There's a loss. Panthers, I'll give you a win. The Broncos, you know what? That's a loss there. You got to face the Chargers at home. I'll give you a dub there against the Bears. You know what? That's a loss. You got the Packers. You know what? You're gonna get a win there against the Packers. On the road in Las Vegas, you know what? I'll give you a loss there at 3-4. You're like, wait, what's going on? Like, why are we sucking it out with Tom Brady? But you come back, get a dub with the Giants. You're 4-4. You get a dub at home. 5-4. Yeah, against the Panthers, that's easy. You gotta face the Rams, that's easy. You gotta face the Chiefs. You know, I'll give you a win there. You come off the bye, you beat the Vikings. You're 9-4. You got the Falcons. You know what? I'll give you a win there. Yeah, Falcons, even though they're not really good, I can still see them losing that game. Then you close out, you win over the Lions and another win over the Falcons. 11-5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Is this excitement? Am I excited for the next season?
I'm buying into the hype. I think the Buccaneers are going to make a long run in the playoffs. I can see them getting out of the wild card and losing in the second round. I say the Buccaneers go 11-5. They get the #6 seed in the playoffs. I think it's a reasonable expectation.
All right, 11-5 for the Buccaneers. That a lot of people are gonna think they're going 11-5, or they're gonna be really good because they got Tom Brady, they got Robert Gronkowski, they have Mike Evans, they have all that on offense. Their defense, on the other hand, is not gonna be as good. They're gonna be medium, but they're not gonna be good. So I don't think that they're gonna be 11-5. I think that they can go probably 9-7.
All right, Panthers are up next. So, Panthers, I think there's a lot of talent in Carolina, but the way I see your season going, it's just not going to work out really. You're not going to beat the Raiders, you're not going to beat the Bucks, you're not going to beat the Chargers, you're not going to beat the Cardinals at all, you're not going to beat the Falcons there, you're not going to beat the Bears, you're not going to beat the Saints. You know what? At home, you know what? You're going to beat the Falcons there. You're not going to beat the Chiefs. You're not going to beat the Bucks. You're not going to be... Even though the Lions, I think, are really bad, I still think the Lions, even though they could have almost the same record as you, and they're 1-8 right now, I still see you getting a loss there. I think the Lions are better than you. The Vikings are a really good team. You come off a bye. The Broncos are way better than you. Got the Packers. What do we think about the Packers? You know what? I'll be getting a loss there against Green Bay. A loss against the Redskins. To close out with a loss over the New Orleans Saints. So, you're 1-15. You're the first pick in the draft.
The Panthers going 1-15. No NFL team except the Redskins are gonna go 1-15. The Panthers, I know they lost Cam Newton. They don't really have a good team, but they have Christian McCaffrey.
And
that's gonna help them. And I think they're gonna go a little bit higher than 1-15. They're gonna probably go 4-12.
All right, Cardinals are next. All right, the Cardinals got DeAndre Hopkins and Isaiah Simmons in free agency and the draft. So I think the Cardinals will have a pretty good season. So, but to start out with a loss there against the Niners, you get a repeat with a W there against the Redskins, a W against the Lions. The Panthers are a pretty bad team. I have you winning that game. The Jets, and Jets regardless. You beat the Jets, but you lose to the Cowboys though. So now you're 4-2. You got the Seahawks. You're pretty cocky there. And then you got after a bye, you come back. You get an easy win against the Dolphins. You get a win over the Bills. Then you take a loss there. So now you've had 3 losses now this season. You beat the Patriots, beat the Rams, then beat the Giants. I have you winning that game easily. You beat the Eagles. So at 11-3 now, you got the 49ers. That's a win. The Rams, and close out with a 13-3 record. 13-3. You get the number 2 seed in the NFC playoffs.
Oh my gosh, that is such a bad prediction. I know they got DeAndre Hopkins and stuff, but DeAndre Hopkins is not going to carry their team to 13-3. I say that they can go like 9-7 or 10-6, but not 13-3. That is a really bad prediction.
All right, the Los Angeles Rams are up next. As you can see, their schedule is a tough one. So you got loss over the Cowboys, a loss over the Eagles, loss over the Bills. You start out 0-3, but you know what? You're gonna beat the Giants. You're gonna beat the Giants. I think that's a pretty reasonable win. But the Redskins are not really good. But I still see you losing that. You lose to the Niners. You come out. Even though the Bears are pretty good team this year, I still think probably you can edge out a win there. 2-5, you got the Dolphins. You know, I'll give you a loss there. 2-6 right now. Come off a bye. The Seahawks, there's a loss. Gotta get Tampa Bay. There's a loss. Then versus the Niners, loss, and then Cardinals. It's tough. The Patriots, even though they're not really good this year, I still see the Patriots winning that game. Now you got the Jets. You know what? I'll give you a win there. Then you end the season with a loss over the Seahawks and a loss to the Cardinals. 3-13 for the Los Angeles Rams. I think that's a pretty reasonable record for them.
I mean, come on, man.
Guys, 13-3? No, come on now. 3-13, I mean. The Rams, I know they lost Todd Gurley and stuff, but they got Jared Goff, and like they got new uniforms. They're going into a new stadium, coming out fresh, but they're not going to be that good. 9-7 is where I think they're going to go.
Alright, the 49ers are next. Sorry guys, I'm doing it over here. I just couldn't get the nail in right, so we're going over here for the 49ers schedule. Week 1 is a W, easy win against the Cardinals. Then you get an easy win against the Jets, an easy win over the Giants, and then you get a win over the Eagles. 4-0 right now. You got the Dolphins, that's an easy win, 5-0. You got the Rams, 6-0. You're 6-0 to start the year, and then you go to New England. That's an easy win. You got the Seahawks. You know, I can see you losing that game. The Seahawks. Then you got the Packers. It's an easy W. You're going to blow them out, I think. Then you got the Saints. That's hard. So you're 8-2 right now. At there, you come off a bye. You got the win over the Rams. 9-2, got the Bills, that's easy. 10-2. Then you got the Redskins. Got the W there. You got 11-2. And then against the Cowboys, I can see you losing that game against the Cowboys. So 11-3. Then you got the Cardinals. You know what? The Cardinals are tough. I think you can lose that game. 11-4. And then you got the Seahawks. There you go. 12-4 season.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I actually agree with that. 12-4 seems like a really good, reasonable record for the 49ers this year. And yeah, I also think they're gonna go 12-4.
Alright, the Seahawks are up next. Alright, the Seahawks schedule. In week 1, I kind of have them losing that game. You got the Patriots, there's a win there. Got the oh shoot. Sorry guys. And then it's 1-1 with the win at 2-1. Then we got the win at 3-1. And then the Vikings, I'll give you a win there. I don't like that. That's an easy win. And then you got the come off the bye, you lose to the Cardinals. Then you beat the 49ers. Lost to the Bills. Then the Rams are a pretty easy team there. You got the Cardinals, I'll give you a win. The Eagles, you know what? Nah, I'll give you a loss there. The Eagles, then you get a win over the Giants. 8-4, you get a win over the Jets. 9-4. 9-4. Get a loss to the Cardinals, to the Redskins. I think that's an upset game. And then, chance to clinch a playoff berth. There it is. Got the Rams. And then the Niners actually playing tough since they don't want to be third in the division. I'll give you a loss there. And that's 10-6 for the Seattle Seahawks.
You guys know that the Seahawks are not gonna lose against the Falcons, man. Falcons are trash. I think that they're gonna go 11-5, man. Come on, guys. The Redskins? Are you serious right now? The Seahawks are not gonna lose to the Redskins. They're going 12-4. Bro, I gotta get out of here.
Alright, the Bengals are up next. So, the Chargers are a pretty bad team, so I'm going to have you starting out with a win there. Then, got to go to Cleveland. That's a loss. Against the Eagles, there's a loss. You got the Jaguars. At home, you know what? I'll give you a win there. At 2-2, you're like, probably this year's the year we can probably make it to the playoffs, but you got to go face the Baltimore Ravens. There's a loss. You got the Colts. There's a loss. The Browns are better than you, so that's a loss. 2-5. Titans are better than you. Then after a bye week, the Steelers are a pretty good team. The Redskins, you know what? I'll still give you a loss there. Then 2-8 there. The Giants, I'll give you one there. Then you close out with losses to the Dolphins, a loss to the Cowboys, a loss against the Steelers. Sorry, the Steelers are better than you. That's what I think. Then gotta face the Texans. Then take a loss there. So, congratulations. 3-13. It's not gonna work out playoff-wise for the Bengals.
What's the matter? Well, I would think you'd be used to failing by now.
But you get a cool draft pick. I say the Bengals go 3-13. Probably they get the number 5 pick in the draft.
I think they're gonna be better than that. Some people might say this is a bold prediction, and I don't want to be like Adam Rink, but I think that the Bengals are gonna go 8-8. 8-8 are the Bengals record. Joe Burrow gonna lead them to 8-8.
All right, Browns are next. Week 1, you go on the road against Baltimore. That's a tough one. So you got start out 0-1, but you come back against the Bengals. That's an easy W. So I'm gonna have you win that game. The Redskins, that's easy. You start out 2-1. You have a pretty good start, but you go On the road against Dallas, that's just way too tough. I do not see you winning that game. And then, against the Indianapolis Colts, perhaps you regroup. That is exactly what you're going to do. 3-2. Now you face the Steelers. You know what? Okay, almost there. And then the Bengals are a pretty rough team. I'm going to have you win that game. Then you beat the Raiders. 5-3. You got the come off the bye. You beat the Texans. Then you beat the Eagles at home. So 7-3 now. You come back. You beat the Jags. 8-3. Then you got to go for the Tennessee Titans. The Titans. You know what? They're tough. 8-4. And then against Baltimore at home. I can give you a win there at 9-4. Then, perhaps against the Giants. The Giants, you know what? Yeah. The Giants could beat you. I think you probably could lose this game. And then you close out with a W over the Jets at 10-5. And then you have a chance to eliminate the Pittsburgh Steelers from the playoffs. That is exactly what you will do. I say the Browns will go 11-5. I think it's a pretty good season. I think the Browns will bounce back so good this year. I say they go 11-5, make the playoffs.
I honestly can't be mad with this prediction. 11-5 seems reasonable.
All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers are next. You start out with a loss against New York, even though a lot of people will tell the Steelers might win this game. I don't think so. You go against Denver, a win there, and a win over the Texans. So you start out 2-1. You got the Titans. That's tough. That's tough. At 2-2, then fortunately you come back with a W over the Eagles, a win over the Browns, and then now you're 4-2. You got to go face the Ravens. That is a tough one. And then you come off the bye. You take a loss there. The Cowboys. You come back. Perhaps then you beat the Bengals. There you beat the Jaguars. So now you're 6-4. You're looking pretty good. You gotta go face Baltimore. Baltimore swept you last time twice. I think you will do that. They will do that again. Then you come back with a win over the Redskins. A loss against the Buffalo Bills at 7-6. And then you come back on the road, you come back and you beat the Bengals. Then come back, then you go into Indianapolis, you get a win there. So now you're 9-6. You're feeling pretty good. You need to beat the Cleveland Browns to get into the playoffs. Nope. You lose to the Browns. We've seen this story before. Like losing last year to the Ravens, got you eliminated. I say the Steelers will go 9-7 and don't make the playoffs.
The Steelers, 9-7, not making the playoffs? Yeah. 9-7, I think they're going to be worse than that. They're going to probably go like 6-9 or something, because the Steelers, they only have like Juju Smith-Schuster. 6-10, sorry about that.
What?
And yeah, they're not going to be good this year.
Yeah, they won 8 games without Ben Roethlisberger last year.
I know.
All right, Ravens are next. All right, the Ravens had a really good season last year, 14-2. I think they'll have a really good season this year. They're better than a lot of these teams. Like, let's see their schedule. Like the first 5 games, like you're better than the Browns, you're better than the Texans, you're better than the Chiefs, you're better than the Redskins. Like 4-0. You're better than the Bengals. So 5-0 to start the year. You're like, maybe this year could be the Super Bowl, but you take a loss there to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are still a good team. Even though the Colts might be good in this game, I still have the Ravens winning this one to go to 7-1. And then, fortunately, gotta go face New England. But you know what? The Patriots, they're not that good. At 8-1 now. You beat the Titans because, you know, the Titans, even though they beat you last year, I think you will get your revenge in this game. So at 9-1 now. Then at the Steelers are a pretty good team this year. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I have you winning that. You go 10-1, and then you beat the Cowboys. Even though the Cowboys are pretty good, they might be Super Bowl contenders because they might trade for Jamal Adams. You don't know. And then the Browns. You know what? I'm gonna give you a loss to the Browns. And then you got the Jaguars. The Jaguars are not good. You win there. And then a chance to clinch the #1 seed against the New York Giants. There it is. 13-2 there. And even though you might be resting your starters in this game, they beat the Bengals last year with their starters. So I'm gonna have you closing out with a win there to go 14-2. That is the #1 seed. Yes, the Ravens this year are winning the Super Bowl. All right, the Houston Texans are up next. They had a horrible free agency, like trading away DeAndre Hopkins and all that stuff, so they're probably going to be horrible again this year. Well, not again. But they lose there. They lose to the Ravens. They lose to the Steelers. 0-3 start. But, you know what? I'll give you a win over the Vikings. Then you get a win over the Jags. 2-3. Then you got the Titans. That's a tough one to swallow. Then a win over the Packers there. 3-4 now. Come off a bye. Take a loss to the Jaguars. You take a loss to the Browns. 3-6. But then you win against the New England Patriots. You win against the Detroit Lions. So now you're 5-6. Perhaps you can win out. Probably clinch a playoff spot. But you gotta go face the Indianapolis Colts. There's a loss. You got the Bears. There's a loss. 5-8. The Colts lost, but with the Bengals, you come out with a sharp needle up the Bengals' throat, and then a loss to the Tennessee Titans, 6-10.
What did you just say?
Crap attack? Don't have one.
Don't you tell me not to have a crap attack!
The Houston Texans. I just don't think it's going to work out ever since you got rid of DeAndre Hopkins.
You guys are witnessing a really bad prediction right here. 6-10 for the Texans. I know they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, but come on now. 6-10? Why would anyone do that? I say they're going 10-6.
Indianapolis Colts are next. They went 7-9 last year after losing Andrew Luck to retirement. This year they'll be different, so I'm going to start you out with a win there. And a win over the Minnesota Vikings. A win over the New York Jets. So 3-0. You're 3-0 to start the season, but you come in. If you think you're going to get a win in Soldier Field, you are clearly mistaken. A loss to the Chicago Bears, a loss to the Cleveland Browns. That's 2 losses now. But you're going to come back. You beat the Bengals. We're going to beat the Bengals. And then after the bye, you beat the Lions. 5-2 now. 5-2 for them. But you got to go out. You lose against the Ravens. You lose against the Titans. So now you're 5-4. A 2-game losing streak. But you turn it around with a win to the Packers. You're going to get a win. You're going to take a loss to the Titans. That's a tough one there. So you get swept by the Titans. But you come back. You fresh after a loss. You come and you win against the Texans. Even though I think maybe the Texans can win that game, I just don't think it's going to happen. The Raiders are a pretty good team. So I'm going to have you lose. The Texans, again, you'll win. I don't think there's any road splits. That's ridiculous. The Steelers. I think this team, they can knock you out of the playoffs. Yes, they will. They knock you out 8-7, and then finish the year with a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, 9-7 to the Indianapolis Colts. Don't make the playoffs. All right, the Titans are up next. The Titans had a historic year last year, going to the AFC Championship game with a 9-7 record. They could be better this year. But you know what? I'm going to have them lose in week 1 because it's against the Broncos, who I think will be one of the best teams in the league this year. The Jaguars are easy. You get your first win over Jacksonville. But although you take a loss there to the Minnesota Vikings, it's like tradition at this point. The Titans start out a little bit rough, but then they come back with a win over the Steelers, a win over the Bills, and then a win over the Texans. So 3 straight wins. You come off the bye fresh with a win over the Bengals, a win over the Bears, and then a win over the Colts at 7-2, and then you got the Ravens on the road. That's going to be a tough one. The Colts could be good this year, but I still have them winning the game there. So you go to 8-3, then you beat the Browns. There, you go 9-3, and then win 10-3. Then you got the Lions. That's easy. My friend has them losing that game, but I don't know why. The Packers, with the worst run defense of all time, you lose. So, I mean, you'll win. 12-3. The Texans, you close out there with a win, 13-3.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Feel that, buddy?
I think that's a pretty good season for them. I'm buying into it. I think Titans go 13-3.
Titans going 13-3 seems a pretty good record for them. I say they're going 12-4.
Time now for Adam Rank's friends down in Duval County. So Jaguars, they're not really that good, so I'm gonna have them. They're not gonna beat the Colts, not gonna beat the Titans. The Dolphins are much improved this season. I'm gonna have you lose. The Bengals, that's a loss. Then the Texans, you lost. You got the Lions. I'll give you a win over the Lions. 1-5 now. Come out of the bye. You take a loss to the LA Chargers, but then perhaps you could win against the Houston Texans. So you're 2-6, but then loss to the Packers, a loss to the Steelers, a loss to the Browns, and then a loss to the Vikings. This is a tough schedule, 2-10. Then you go to 2-11 after that. I almost think the Jaguars probably go 0-16, but that's not gonna happen. You gotta go against the Ravens. That's a tough one. 2-12, a loss to the Chicago Bears. That is how you end it. And then 2-14 for the season. You take a loss. So 2-14 for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
I think that's a pretty reasonable expectation. I mean, it's not going to be good, but the tank for Trevor Lawrence might work out.
I agree. The Jaguars are gonna be trash.
The Broncos finished 7-9 last year, and they finished second in the AFC West. This year, I think they'll do even better. So I'm going to start you out with a win, week 1, a loss to Pittsburgh Steelers though. So you're 1-1. You go up against the Bucks. You're at home. Even though the Bucks might be really good this year, I'm going to give you a win. Then the Jets, I'm going to give you a win. So now you're 3-1. You got the New England Patriots. The Patriots still have Bill Belichick, so I might give you a loss to the Patriots there. 3-2. So then, gotta go face the Dolphins with a win. 4-2 now. If you think you are gonna beat the defending Super Bowl champions, you are clearly mistaken. Come out after a bye. I'll give you a win there in week 9. I think after you're fresh after a bye week, you win that game. Fortunately, the Raiders are a pretty good team this year, so I'm gonna have you lose that game. Then come out, you get a win there over the Chargers. The Saints, I think the Saints are just not going to be expecting it. I think the Saints will lose this game. The Broncos will win there, but you got to go on the road to face the Chiefs. Then you get a win over the messed up Carolina Panthers. You're 8-5. At home against the Bills, you win. You're at 9-5. The Chargers are not as good. You swept them last year. I think sweep will come this year again. 10-5. Then you close out. You try not to finish third in the division. At home, I think you will do it against the Las Vegas Raiders. 11-5.
The Broncos at 11-5? The Broncos are trash. My head is about to explode. They are so trash, I can put them in a garbage can. 11-5 is not what the Broncos are gonna be this season. I say 7-9.
All right, the Kansas City Chiefs are up next. The Chiefs, they are going to celebrate still. They won the Super Bowl last year. I think it will get better this year. So you start out with the Texans, like, okay, you're against the Texans. Come on. You get a win there. Against the Chargers, you get a win there. Against the Ravens, though, I'll give you a loss. Then, come back, you beat the lopsided Patriots. You beat the Raiders, 4-1 now. Come back. Even though the Bills, I think, will win the AFC East this year, I still believe you will get a dub there, 5-1. Against the Broncos. That's two tough teams out of the way. You get them. You get the Jets. You get the Panthers. 8-1 now. You gotta come off the bye fresh against the Raiders. You win that. 9-1 now, but you come back. The Bucs are going to be feeling it. I had you taking a loss there. Then come back. You get a win over the Broncos. You get a win over the Dolphins. So now you're 11-2. You come back against the Saints. You know what? That's tough. Take a loss to the New Orleans Saints. I think that'll be a really good game this year. The Falcons are easy. Then try not to finish down from the Titans, so you get a win, 13-3. I think you guys will be Super Bowl contenders this year, even though I don't think you're gonna make it. I think the Ravens will win the Super Bowl, so 13-3 is the best I have.
I can't get mad with this prediction. 13-3 seems reasonable. The Chiefs, they got Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. Their offense is good, defense is okay. 13-3 is a good record for the Chiefs, and yeah.
All right, the Los Angeles Chargers are up next. You lose to the Cincinnati Bengals on the road. You lose to the Chiefs, and then you come out against the Carolina Panthers. You get a win there. You go against Tampa Bay. You lose there against the Bucs. You lose to the Saints, and then the Jets are gonna come out against you. I think they can get a win there. The Jets are going to win against you guys. So you're 1-5. The Dolphins, I think, will be better this year than they were last year. And then you got the Jaguars. You come out with a win against the Jags. Then the Raiders, of course. Like, you're not going to beat the Raiders. They're tough. You come out of the bye, you lose to the Broncos. You lose to the Bills, 2-9. Then the Patriots, I think you can win this game. And then win against the Falcons. So now you're 4-9. You got the Raiders, the loss. Then you got the Broncos, there's a loss. The Chiefs, you close out with a loss. You finish the season 4-12.
Why?
I think the Chargers will be this year. You'll get a cool draft pick. I think you'll draft someone good. I say the Chargers go 4-12.
I agree with this pick. This prediction. 4-12, they got this Oregon dude from the draft, and you seen how Marcus Mariota turned out, so yeah, the Chargers are gonna go 4-12.
All right, the Las Vegas Raiders are next. You start out with an easy win against the Panthers, but unfortunately you take a loss to the Saints, take a loss to the Patriots. So now you're 1-2. But you come back fresh against the Bills at 2-2 now. You got the Chiefs, that's a tough one, 2-3. So now you're 2-3 through the first 5 games. You come off a bye. I do 100% predict you win this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But then you lose to the Cleveland Browns. I can say that. Then you come back against the Chargers. That's a win. Chargers not that really good. The Broncos, I'll give you a win. 5-4. You look pretty good as you were last year. You take a loss to the Chiefs, and now you feel like maybe this will be like last year where we start good and then we go down the garbage can. But this year, that's not going to be. The Falcons, we're going to come out against them with a win against the Jets, get revenge from last year, the 34-3 loss. Then you beat the Colts. You beat the Chargers at 9-5. You beat the Dolphins 10-5. And unfortunately, the Denver Broncos are going to get you in week 17. There it is, 10-6 for the Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's a pretty good season. I say they go 10-6, make the playoffs, but unfortunately they're obviously gonna get knocked out of the wild card round. So 10-6 for the Las Vegas Raiders. They go 10-6 and make the playoffs.
Bro, Raiders at 10-6, man. Like, they're going into a new stadium. They're called the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, why do they move to Las Vegas? Alright, that had nothing to do with this, but the Raiders are going to be trash. I want to get their name, put it on like a hat or something, and throw it in the garbage can. The Raiders are going to go like 3-13, like.
Okay. Alright, the Miami Dolphins are up next. The Dolphins tank for Tua works. I think probably he can play the whole season. It's probably not going to work out. Like, you start out with a loss to the Patriots, a loss to the Bills, but you know what? You're going to beat the Jaguars. You can handle that. A loss to the Seattle Seahawks, I mean, they're tough. A loss to the 49ers. A loss to the Broncos. So you start out 1-5. You're like, Tua Tagovailoa should be the GOAT of the future. But you get a win with the Chargers. You're going to get a win over the Rams. They're garbage, so just admit it. Take a loss there to the Arizona Cardinals, but then you come back with a win over the Jets. You come off the bye, you play the Jets again. That's not like the first time you play a team back-to-back. But I think you will take a loss there. You go 4-7. Then you got the Bengals. I'll give you a win. Tua against Joe Burrow. I think Tua will face Joe Burrow in that game. That's the matchup everybody's waiting for. You take a loss there to the Kansas City Chiefs. Get a win over the Patriots. So now you're 6-8. Then you got the Raiders. Take a loss. Then against the Bills. Take a loss there to go 6-10. 6-10 for the Miami Dolphins. I think it's a pretty good season for them. Tua might lead this team to the promised land in the future, to the Super Bowl probably, but the Dolphins this year will go 6-10, miss the playoffs.
Guys, the Dolphins, they drafted Tua Tagovailoa. He gets hurt like 6 times a year. The Dolphins are gonna go like 2-14. They're gonna be really trash this year.
The New England Patriots lost Tom Brady, so they're kind of have a downfall year. But in the start of the year, I think they could do good with Jarrett Stidham. They could get a win there against the Dolphins, but you take a loss to the Seahawks, a win to the Raiders. So now you're 2-1. You got the Chiefs. That's gonna be tough. If you lose the Chiefs, like, why would anyone think they're gonna win that game? You come out, you beat the Broncos, so now you're 3-2. You feel like we're back to doing Patriots though. You come off the bye, you got to beat the Niners though. Jimmy G will get his revenge in New England. You take a loss to the Bills, a loss to the Jets. Like, these are really tough teams. Then the Ravens, you obviously take a loss. The Texans, way too tough. 3-7 now. The Cardinals, you know what? I'm going to give you a loss there. Cardinals are much improved this season. I think they are big Super Bowl contenders. And then the Chargers, you know what? I'll give you a loss. 3-9. You're on a 7-game losing streak. The Rams, I'll give you a win there. 4-9. Then you lose to the Dolphins. Then you lose against the Bills. So 4-11 now. But a chance not to be last in the division. that will happen with a win over the Jets, 5-11 to the New England Patriots. I think with Jarrett Stidham, I think he can only record 5 wins because the Patriots are going to be so bad this year.
Oh, boo hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
5-11 is what I got.
I agree with this. Tom Brady and Robert Gronkowski are on a different team now, and I think they're gonna go 6-10.
The New York Jets. I'm going to have you starting out with a loss to the Bills, a loss to the 49ers, a loss to the Colts. You're 0-3. Like, the season can pretty much be over right now. The Broncos are tough. The Cardinals are tough. 0-5 now. But you got the Chargers. The Chargers, a lot of people would say win this game at home, but I have you guys taking a win there to get your first win. Come out, but you lose to the Bills. You're not going to beat the Chiefs. But, you know what? You're going to beat the Patriots. Patriots. You're not going to beat the Dolphins. Come out of the bye against the Dolphins again. Get a win there. But then, you close out with a loss to the Raiders, a loss to the Seahawks, a loss to the Rams. This is a tough schedule. Like, the Browns, should be taking a loss there. To the Browns, and you losing to the Browns. Then you close out with a loss there to the Patriots to go 3-13. So 3-13 for the Jets. A lot of people will say like, wait, what? This has to be crazy. But the Jets 3-13. That's what I have.
Yes, I think this prediction is crazy, man. 3-13 for the Jets, that's a little bit too trash for them. I think that they can go like 9-7, 8-8. Yeah, Jets are gonna be okay.
All right, the Buffalo Bills are up next. You got Week 1 against the Jets. That's easy. Week 1, the Jets are trash. The Dolphins, you know what? That's a win there too. The Rams are trash, like garbage time. You gotta get a win there. Then, the Raiders are coming for you. They're gonna send a needle right up your throat. The Titans will do that too. And then, the Chiefs are a tough team. I'll give you a loss there. So 3-3. You're on a 3-game losing streak. You're like, what's going on? The Patriots are in front of us. We should let's just go. Come on, let's get things together. And then you do that by winning against the Jets, winning against the Patriots. So now you're 5-3. You're feeling pretty good. You got to beat the Seahawks. That's what you're gonna do. 6-3. A loss to the Arizona Cardinals though. Then come off the bye. You get a win there. You take a loss there to the Niners. So 75. Clearly, you come back. You beat the Steelers. Then you lose to the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to be really good this year. Probably even go to the divisional round. The Patriots win that, and then you close the season with a win there to finish 10-6. I think acquiring Stephon Diggs was a really big success. You guys go 10-6, make the playoffs.
This is the happiest day of my life!
Yeah, the Bills are gonna be better than that.